Assalamu alaikum everyone and Ramadan Mubarak to my dear viewers. I hope you're doing great by the grace of Almighty Allah. Well, today I'm going to start a 30-day streak, and in these 30 days I'm going to pay 1 hour almost a time doing live stream or make videos about 1 hour at least, and in English, and post it. So let's start. At my old live streams, I have read such parts, and now I'm going to read. Start with the here, but before that, let me give you a glimpse of our school's syllabus. English first paper syllabus, and in our syllabus, we have given some. Sorry, we have some textbook parts, the unit 1, 2, 3, 6, and 10. These units are going to be at our pre half an yearly exam, and after that our following by our test examination, all the subjects maximum, and some completing stories, unseen paragraph, preposition, dialogue writing, and so on. So let's move on to our today's topic, which was about reading our textbook. My voice might sound disturbing or irritating because I have a fever last 2 days. For last 2 days, I have suffering from fever and cough and chills. Okay, let's start our reading. Bangladesh is the part. Here we can see some pictures. Picture 1, picture 2, picture 3, and picture 4. At picture 1 and 2, we are seeing first we're seeing some what do we say, traffic jams, and picture 2 there are a lot of distractions out there. Picture 3 there is a lot of pollution, and picture 4 also. So now let's see what is said. Now read the following passage to know more about environmental pollution in Bangladesh. Bangladesh is now in the grips of all sorts of pollution, like air pollution, soil pollution, and water pollution. The dwellers of the urban areas are the worst sufferers of such pollution. The indiscriminate industrialization process in Bangladesh over the past decades has created significant environmental problems. We we will now read about some of the most common types of environmental pollution and ways of coping with them. Air pollution. Starting with air pollution. Okay. Air pollution comes from a wide variety of sources in Bangladesh. Poisonous exhausted. In Bangladesh, poisonous exhausts from industrial plants, brick mills, old or poorly serviced vehicles, and dust from roads and construction sites are some of the major sources of air pollution. We can minimize this type of pollution by making less use of motor vehicles and avoiding the use of vehicles older than 20 years. We may also use proper lubricants to lessen the level of emission and pollutant. We can encourage people to use comprehend we can encourage people to use comprehend natural gas, compressed natural gas, sorry, in short form it CNG, or liquid petroleum gas LPG, for fueling their cars. The government may relocate hazardous industries like brick mills to area away from human habitations. Water pollution. Water pollution can occur in oceans, rivers, lakes, ponds, and underground reservoirs. As different water sources flow together, the pollution can spread easily and quickly. Cause of the water pollution include increased sediment from soil erosion, improper waste disposal, and littering, leakage of soil pollution into water supplies, organic materials that decay in water supplies. Let me in from everyone. Okay, polluting the land means polluting the water. Throwing away a toxic substance on the ground near a water source means it eventually reaches the body of water. As a result, the water is polluted. Industrial waste must not be disposed in river or lakes. We need to be more careful about disposing household waste too. Use of pesticides use of pesticides means means that when it rains, chemicals used in the lawn or garden wash into the water bodies. Therefore, we must be aware of the dangers of using pesticides, as they may pollute our rivers, canals, and lakes. Soil pollution. Let's move towards as third pollution agenda. Let's move towards our third pollution, which is soil pollution. Among the most among the most significant cause of soil pollution is the enormous volumes of industrial waste which is being produced every day but not disposed properly. This mismanagement of household wastes, particularly the polythene shopping bags, has caused serious threats. Particularly the polythene, particularly the polythene shopping bags has caused serious threats to the soil and drainage and drainage and the drainage system. Another cause for soil pollution is the use of agriculture pesticides, fertilizers, etc. Sometimes fuel leakers, fuel leaks, fuel leaks from automobiles may get washed away by rain and seep into the nearby soil. Okay, so I have seen my younger brothers. One of his, I think his our schools. He read in class 8, and he's in my live stream, and he's saying to take his name. So Adib, hi, how are you? I hope you're doing great by the grace of Almighty Allah. And yeah, So let's if you want anything you can comment. I'll help you. Okay, so let's move on to our reading part. Pesticides and fertilizers are useful for plant growth, but their overuse has led to soil pollution. Natural fertilizers and compost can be used instead of their chemical alternatives. Recycling is another way to reduce and control soil pollution. Soil pollution. Where was I? Control soil pollution. Recycling papers, plastics, and other materials reduce the volume of refuse in landfills. Let's see what again. Recycling is another way to reduce and control soil pollution. Recycling papers, plastics, and other materials reduce the volume of refuse in landfills. This is a wonderful message coming from our textbook to recycle and be healthy. Deforestation also causes erosion, pollution, and the loss of fertile in the topsoil. Planting trees and reforestation help. Planting trees and reforesting help prevent soil erosion and pollution. Here I have read. Here I have read this much of part, and now I will move on to reading. Move on reading other parts. Before that, let me catch my breath. Okay, now I'm back here, so let's carry on. What it says, lesson 3, man and climate. Here is saying that discuss the question in pairs. Pairs mean with classmates or some friends, like me and another friend. Like take an example, like Adib, my one of my viewers, one of my younger brother, one of my sorry. I'm apologizing because I've coughed so lately. Okay, so let's move on. So I was saying about pairs. What does it mean? Discuss the question in pairs. Like, if it's pairs means like one of my viewers, one of my younger brother, like Alif Hassan Shihan, and me and him talking about and discussing about a topic. That means a pairs or students also. Okay, so let's move on and read. Now read the text below and find answers to above questions. Humans can neither change the sun's radiation nor the earth's orbit around the sun. Mind it, humans can neither, not either, it says neither. Humans can neither change the sun's radiation. Sun's radiation means the radiation, the waves or some waves that comes from suns, nor the earth orbit around the sun. Orbit means the earth has an orbit, a magni- um, magnetic field, and where it moves around and move and connect and with the sun. Okay, but they can control the increase in the amount of greenhouse gases and its effect on the uh, on the atmosphere. So only during the last 100 years the carbon dioxide we sorry only during the last 100 years the carbon dioxide concentration has been raised alarmingly in the atmosphere, and we humans can be held responsible for this. Mind it what I said? Only during the last 100 years, the carbon dioxide concentration has been raised alarmingly. It's been dangerously in the atmosphere, and we humans can be held responsible for this. Of course, in my case, I give a point of view of myself. I will say that the use of the vehicles, and the uh, and the uh, uh, and the numbers of building houses or factories have put and have damaged the atmosphere, the greenhouse, and increased the carbon dioxide. So, yeah, the let's move on. The main cause of the main cause of the increase in carbon dioxide level in the atmosphere is the burning of fossil fuels. You may have seen this. Since the end of Since the end of the 19th century, industrial activities increased rapidly, giving rise to many factories. These factories required energy which was produced through the combustion of coal. Beside, besides coal, other sources of energy, other sources other sources of energy such as mineral oil and natural gas were also burned to heat our house, run cars and airplanes, all to produce electricity. Nowadays about 85 million barrels of crude oil are burned daily. Every time a fossil raw material is burned, it releases carbon dioxide into the air. Therefore, it is clear that more and more greenhouse gases like carbon dioxide are being generated worldwide by humans. Moreover, we are also strengthening I mean strengthening the greenhouse effect by deforestation, which means cutting down trees. Every year enormous areas of forest are destroyed by people obtain woods and to clear regions for mining and create pet, pasture pasture this laws of the forest cause dual problems. It means the laws of the forest cause dual problems. It means two problems. I think first is trees that are burned up released large volume of carbon dioxide gas into the air. On the other hand, on the second one, as forests absorb a lot of carbon dioxide from the air. Sorry for the interruption. On the other hand, as forests absorb a lot of carbon dioxide from the air and deliver oxygen instead. We also destroy the importance of storehouse of carbon dioxide when we clear forests. Okay, let's shout out to my viewers and the Adib and Alif Hassan Shihan. He's a good editor. I have seen some of his edits about our language club, and yeah, this I think at my base there were a lot of students were joined in our language club, but most of them have failed because uh, I'll tell the truth because they were selfish and they were selfish and always think about themselves and making their names, making their image clear. Okay, so let's not move on to that controversial side, and yeah, and let's start reading it again. Lesson 4: The Wheel of Cyclone. Whoa, that means the Wheel of Cyclone. I can't even. Sorry for the interruption. The lesson 4: The Wheel of Cyclone. Read the following excerpts from Amitabh's Ghosh, The Great Derangement, and answer the questions. On the afternoon of March 17, 1978, the weather took an odd turn in North Delhi. Mid March Mid March is usually a nice time for the year of that part of India. The chills of winter, the chills of winter is gone, and the blazing heat of summer is not yet come. The sky is clear and the monsoon is far away, but that day it indicates that March 17th March day, dark clouds appeared suddenly and they were squalls of rain. Then followed an even bigger surprise, a hailstorm. Whoa, I didn't know what a hailstorm means. I don't know about what hailstorm means, so uh, I'll I'll ask to my teacher. Oh, I was so let's start. I was then studying for an MA at Delhi University while also working as a part-time journalist. When the hailstorm broke, I was in the library. I had planned to stay there late, but the unseasonal weather led to a change of mind, and I decided to leave. I was on my way back to my home when I was on my way back to my home when on an impulse on an impulse uh I changed direction and dropped in on an impulse. I changed direction and dropped in on a friend. But the weather continued to worsen as we were chatting. So after a few minutes, I decided to head straight back by a route that I rarely had occasion to take. I had just passed a busy sorry, I had just passed a busy intersection Maurice Maurice Nagar Marik Nagar when I heard a rumbling sound somewhere above. Glancing over my shoulders, I saw a great extrusion forming on the underside of a dark cloud. It grew rapidly as I watched, and then all of a sudden it turns and came whiplashing down to earth, heading in my direction. So I think it is about it is you know sorry in Bengali, we used to say a saying that "Jhorer age shanto" or something like that. The silent before the storm. He was going to after reading it. I have came to know that a student who was uh, studying, who is an MA at Delhi University, and also working as a part-time journalist, were decided were in his school, in his university's library, and planned to come earlier, but the changes of the weather has put him down and have to come late or something. And he was supposed to be at such road, but to his house, but he has changed his road to his saying that I changed direction and drop in a few friends. So he changed his direction from his easy way to home to the another way to drop some of his friends and go on. So in that directions, there were it says the place was he passed a busy intersection called American Nagar, and I heard a rumbling sound. He heard a rumbling sound from somewhere above. Above means from the sky. He's indicating sky. Okay, so glancing over my shoulders, I saw a gray tube-like exhaustion. He glanced over his shoulders and see a gray colored tube-like exhaustion forming on the forming on the underside of the dark cloud. It grew rapidly as I watched. It says a rap when he was watching it, it grew immediately or rapidly, and all of a sudden it turns whiplashing to the ground or the earth, heading in his directions. So